Got it. Okay, you can start.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. Yeah, I don't want to make that make more sense. Welcome, everyone, to the special meeting of the Human Rights Commission. We can, so we're calling the meeting to order at 6:09. Do we want to go around and just do a quick round of introductions? I'm Liza Andrews. I am the chair of the Newington Human Rights Commission.
I'm Roberta Byron Coley, and I'm the commissioner.
Jane?
Jane Boulay, commission, whatever you call us, member.
Suzanne Dopkins, member.
Commissioner.
All right. And we're joined by
Carol Breck, town liaison.
So we don't still have, do we have old minutes to approve?
We don't have
We've
all the
been-
minutes
yeah.
and we don't have minutes because we didn't have a quorum.
Yeah, we haven't had a quorum the last couple of meetings. So the next item on the agenda is to review the commission's charge in the town charter. And to discuss the role of the commission within the town. So I don't know if folks have that in front of them, probably not, okay. So I can just
Probably.
I can read that out here. I don't know if Jane and Sue, you guys are at home, if you're in front of a computer. This is on the town page, under government and then town charter and code.
Yeah.
But so there is established a Human Rights Commission. And this is the listed purpose of the commission. To promote mutual understanding and respect among all racial, religious, ethnic, and other groups, to secure equality of treatment of an opportunity for all human beings to cooperate with governmental and non-governmental agencies with organizations having like or kindred functions to those of the commission as it deems necessary or desirable. To make such studies in the field of human rights as in the judgment of the commission will aid in effectuating its general purpose. And to demonstrate to federal or state funding agencies or courts that Newington has an official body which does review issues or challenges involving compliance with federal and state laws on human rights, and which can make recommendations to the town council for action. So that's just the general overview. So in terms of responsibilities, I don't want to read these all out because they go through A through K. But obviously we know that we're here should anyone have a complaint that their human rights have been violated by a town, organization, or any entity within the government. We would accept that complaint and investigate it. We have not, I've been on the commission for several years and we have not received any such complaints. I don't know, Carol, when
Never.
we never have. Okay. So, there's a few ways you could potentially look at that. Could be great. There could be no human rights violations in Newington ever. It could be that folks maybe don't know that the Human Rights Commission is here and what our function is. Or it could be, a combination of both. So the commission can also engage in study and research and publish reports designed to increase understanding within the community. I don't know that that's something that anyone wants to undertake at this time. It does say to promote activities and programs to carry out the purpose of the commission, to pursue a community-wide program of education that furthers intergroup understanding, tolerance, and acceptance. I think that's the piece that I know I looked at in terms of supporting our ability as a commission to hold a community event each year to understand, it could be on a specific topic. Within the human rights field, it could be a very general human rights discussion, but that was definitely what those two, promote activities and pursue a community-wide program for the work of the commission, not kind of just be here in case people have complaints. We absolutely are here if people have complaints, but I think we can also be proactive in doing events within the community to promote human rights. So do folks have thoughts, questions?
Extravaganza, put a booth up.
We could.
So I'm just looking, you know how they have themes for months. December is apparently Human Rights Month.
Okay. That would be a good time to
Yeah,
Give
have a
us enough
speaker.
time to-
Yeah. Do we
I
know what
think
the cost is for a booth at the
I think-
extravaganza?
I don't.
what if it's too late?
Yeah, it could be too late for this year. Mark, that's something you want to
Yeah,
say?
I was gonna put my hand, I apologize, I was trying to put my hand up. If we could put like a blurb on social media in Newington, any of the outlets, and also on NCTV, I thought that'd be a good idea as well.
Yeah. We definitely have a
Do we
spot.
have as I was gonna write that down, you guys are taking minutes, yes?
Jane,
Who's our minute taker now?
Mark was a minute taker now. I gave it up 2
oh,
meetings ago.
I transferred to Mark, right?
yeah, Jane, you were gonna work with Mark on that, right? Did
Right,
you guys
he
ever
come
have a
on-
chance to connect on that?
Okay, so I sent the minutes in, so I'm not sure what happened to the old minutes. He was just gonna use that as the template to make minutes. We haven't had a meeting since then. I
Okay.
take it, Mark, you can't take minutes today? Is that the deal? Is that
At
what's
this,
going on
at
right
this
now?
moment, I was mobile, I just had to park in a remote location, so I can't take minutes as of today's meeting, unfortunately. My apologies.
Okay, so.
Also,
going
I did
forward,
reach out to-
format,
I did reach out
Going
to
forward-
Carol about the minutes, but I didn't hear anything back, so I don't know how we should coordinate so I could take minutes starting the next meeting.
Mark, I don't recall getting any kind of email on that, but that's fine. Going forward, the typical
Yes.
format is the agenda that gets
Okay.
sent out, and then following that format, you add in the notes under each agenda heading.
Very
And it's
good.
just-
Okay.
Mark, the minutes are just a brief summary, such and such topic was discussed. It doesn't need to be a verbatim recording of what everyone says. So.
Yeah, I
what
was looking at some
discussed-
prior minutes. Oh, my apologies.
yeah, so-
Go ahead.
So what was discussed and any action steps to follow would typically be what would be in the minutes.
Yeah.
Jane, are you able to take them this evening for the
Yep,
last?
I got it right
final
now. So
time?
what are we gonna be charged with right now? The extravagant, I'm telling you, I mean, it's great. If people want to try that again, that's great. Sue and I have both gone to 2 or 3 extravaganzas apiece, 2 or 3 waterfall festivals, 2 or 3 business, those business showcases that we have
Business
in town.
showcase, yeah.
And we have done various like arts and craft things with kids, giving away pencils, giving away all kinds of things, and still no other outside participation. So I mean, if you guys want to give it a shot, go ahead, but it is a long day to sit there in front of a booth and not get any responses back from it, so,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying you can't do it. I'm just saying, I'm really now looking forward to being a part of that. Because we've done it so many times.
And
Especially
also,
if it's a hot day.
would we have a budget for that? Would we have a budget to put up, to make a presence at the extravaganza? What kind of budget would we need to make a presence at the extravaganza, for example? Just a thought.
Human Rights has an annual budget of $750 for everything, so,
Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah,
but it hasn't been spent either, so,
yeah.
that there's a history in budgeting. If you don't spend it, it doesn't get increased, obviously.
Yeah,
So-
so
So Carol, I know that everything got changed around between one place to another, but do you have the human rights stuff? Do you have the pencils and the, because we have pencils and we have bookmarks that are already made up for human rights.
No, I thought you picked all that up.
Do I have them somewhere in my house right now?
Yeah.
I know we tried to separate them to try to find them, so I can see if I can find them. I mean, we do still have pencils and bookmarks that were made up for the Human Rights Commission.
Yeah, and we can spend the money. And like I said, if we spend it and we show a need, an increased need, then, when I'm doing the budget, I can request increases, but I can't request increases when we haven't used it.
I think perhaps for the extravaganza, given our limited budget, would be, maybe we can, so we have the bookmarks and the pencils. And I could develop a flyer that could go, and perhaps, you know, I know the DTC gets a table at the extravaganza. I'm pretty certain the RTC typically gets a table at the extravaganza. So perhaps we can just ask the two town committees to put information on their tables about the Human Rights Commission. What do people think about that?
Great idea. Great idea. I agree. That's great.
Okay, so Liza, you're gonna talk to the commission, both the parties?
Yes.
Okay,
Which, when they're on Market Square, is that considered the waterfall?
that's the
Mhm.
waterfall one,
Okay.
yeah,
That's in September, isn't it?
right.
Typically, yeah.
Yeah, the
I don't know if you want-
extravaganza is in the summer
if you-
sometime, right?
Oh, it's usually, oh, maybe it isn't in September. I thought.
Extravaganza is like the third week of July,
Yeah.
and waterfall is in September typically. But it hasn't been for a couple of years.
Okay.
So then what do people think of putting together a speaker event for December for Human Rights Month?
Yeah, that's
Right.
fine if we could find somebody, that's fine.
Okay. And I don't know what this, I know in the past we've talked about, you know, doing it in that front room in the library. Is that the best spot? Is there any spot in this new beautiful building we have?
We could access the town council chambers, so long as we work it around town meetings.
Yeah.
Because I've done presentations there already,
Okay,
and then you can do it hybrid.
yeah,
Carol, I remember like, what, couple meetings ago now, when we were going over the results of the survey, you were gonna talk to Clark about a police presentation or something? I can't quite remember what about equity in law enforcement and things. Do you remember that? Is that that was from a couple meetings ago at this point?
I have to apologize, I do not remember the details of it. I vaguely remember that conversation, but I
Yeah,
really don't remember the
Yeah, I think I
details.
remember too. It's from when we were going over the results of the
The survey.
survey.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, if there's something you want me to approach him on, I can do that. I can't remember, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so we do have the results of the survey. Again, it was 40 responses, which is just, again, the reality of the free version of SurveyMonkey is limited to 40 responses. So yes, going back to look at the topics, if I can get computer to respond. Which of the following human rights and social justice priorities do you think should be the focus of the Newington the Newington Human Rights Commission? So we had it 40% police community partnerships, 35% was identifying discrimination, various types of discrimination, and then 30% were poverty and wealth disparities. And again, like I, said at the time that we did this survey, was obviously a point in time where this community and many other communities were responding to how they felt about the police accountability bill that came out of the General Assembly at that time. So I don't know that the police and community partnership is the best way for us to go for that human rights speaker forum. I don't know if we should look at another probably more prominent issue within human rights, such as poverty and wealth disparities that probably impact more people than policing. I just don't know if the conversation on policing is going to go in some directions that this commission doesn't necessarily need to be involved in, unless you guys feel differently.
no, I was just trying to remember what we talked about for a couple meetings ago, that's all. I don't have
Yeah,
the minutes in
I
front of
mean,
me, so.
I remember the conversation. I also remember that we also thought there was the potential for it to go as our first presentation in a direction that could be, antagonistic or, controversial.
Right, so who in town would come in to talk about wealth disparity and the poverty levels in town?
I don't think it necessarily needs to be someone from town. I know that, I know several of us through our professional, roles have relationships with various statewide organizations, where we might be able to get a speaker to come in. So I don't think we need to limit it to someone who works here in the town.
I mean, I can share very briefly stats that, because I do think people don't realize the level of poverty in Newington. They feel like everybody's, all set.
Yep.
So we can share it on a local level and then turn it to a speaker that can kind of go into that globally.
Yeah. I mean, we could always have United Way of Connecticut do a presentation on Alice, their income and wealth disparity report that they produce annually.
And we're like 33%.
Yeah. And then talk about resources that are available both in Newington, you can handle resources that are available in Newington. They could talk about other statewide resources.
Whatever, I mean, I assume we were gonna be talking about specifically Newington stuff, but that's fine. I'm not going one way or the other on that, so. Yeah, I thought we wanted to address what was coming up in the survey, so I don't know. I'm talking
Well,
about the state level is one thing, but I mean, if people are, concerned about poverty levels in Newington,
Yeah, I do think part of bringing in a speaker is also, just kind of globally talking about human rights issues, right? Just having that opportunity to hear speakers about issues that you care about or are concerned about, and then talking about, focusing on local resources, but also understanding that not all the resources are right here in Newington, right? And there are some great statewide resources that are available to people no matter what community you
That
live in.
people that live in Newington, but they're statewide resources.
Yeah.
We could potentially even do a panel so that, I mean, for me, one of my biggest professional frustrations is housing. And there's just no good solutions to that, and that's certainly a result of a long time evolution of disparity. So we could have someone maybe on several different categories do a panel. I don't know.
I mean,
just
like
a thought.
affordable housing and all that, there's a commission for that, I'm on that committee, I had never met anyone on it, we have never had a meeting. And I expire, I mean, you're on for 3 years or something like that, I'm ready to. It's like I've never, the only time I ever heard from them was through that woman that's taken over. I don't know, Renata, that's her name, Renata. She had sent an email out to all of us as commissioners because somebody was selling a house over at Hopkins or something over there. And because that's affordable housing, so she didn't know how to handle it. And I said, well, however, I just put my 2 cents in. I said, however you handle it, you need an attorney, for that. And we never even ended up having a meeting about it or anything. So that they should be part of what we're doing because they intertwine with us between affordable housing and.
Yeah. So I do think affordable housing is a huge human rights issue.
It
For
is,
sure.
definitely.
And we have issues with it here in Newington. That commission, whatever it's called, is definitely supposed to be there working with planning and zoning to make sure that Newington has the appropriate amount of affordable housing. We do not, but that's not a problem that this commission is going to solve.
No,
But
that committee actually came in and talked to us about what, 2 years ago now, Carol, 3 years ago? COVID crept in there, so maybe 3 years ago, they actually came in and explained all that to the people that were on the commission at the time.
Yeah. But we could certainly have someone from Partnership for Strong Communities on a panel. If we have Partnership for Strong Communities, United Way.
Department
maybe
of.
food share even.
Yeah.
For
we can
food,
get
yes.
that.
Everything food, yeah.
Okay, so we lost Mark.
Well,
Yep.
Well, at least he was here, so.
yeah, it still counts.
Yeah, but I think that could be a good panel. Partnership for Strong Communities, Food Share, United Way, to talk about the wealth disparities, and particularly in these areas, and then talk about resources.
You said 33% before. What was that 33% number about?
So 33% of Newington residents fall under Alice, which is, oh my goodness,
Yeah, it's a long one.
income, asset limited, income restricted. Are you looking it up?
Yeah.
In other words, they're needy.
Asset limited, income constrained, employed.
Like,
So
so it's.
they're
folks that-
employed, they're trying to do everything that's right, but they're not
And it's
employed.
folks
enough.
that often fall just above many of the entitlement program
Yeah.
levels of assistance,
Oh.
but don't have enough to
They're off by
survive.
$1,000
nonetheless.
or
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah,
To
just
meet
like,
the cost of living specifically here in Connecticut, just not. We know it's happening.
this is a very expensive state to live in.
mhm.
I think people also think that everyone has wealth who is here, and everyone does not have wealth.
That's
who is
true.
here.
That's true.
It's,
Oh, you're from Connecticut.
is that, oh,
Like, oh,
okay, so.
we're off track here.
Okay,
Does that kind of wealth disparity or income disparity, does that sound like a direction that folks think would be good for a kickoff presentation?
Yeah, if we can make it
Just
work.
say
I mean,
the
obviously that was one of the things in the survey, so, you know.
okay. Do we want to, when is our next meeting? Is our next meeting September?
September,
September?
second,
I'm still around.
second Tuesday of
See on my contract, well, whatever.
Well, Carol knows when all the appointments are. Did we have any more that were expiring? I know we have 2 vacant, one from each.
Yeah, I didn't
committee,
look
right?
at that. I'm sure we have people expiring in November, but they can opt to renew.
Okay.
And, you know, we've got people that have expired that somehow I can't get people to officially renew. So
Yeah.
this is my frustration as well.
You know, what else is the
Sue and I alone, I
Can't
mean, for me, it's
get
been 10
anybody.
years and Sue, it's been at least 5 years. We are serving without any parties associated with us at all. We have not been appointed to this commission. We were appointed initially and have not been re-opted to this commission,
Not renewed, I know it.
whatever that word is. I forget what it's called. Serving,
Yeah,
whatever it's
how
called.
about the seniors people too? Aging and disabled.
So that's something, you know, as the liaison, my intent would be to try and get
Yeah, I'm gonna-
some motivation on that over the summer, so that we can start September strong.
I have 2 people in mind, but one of them is potentially, he's just graduating college, so he may leave. He's smart. But anyway, okay,
So you're thinking
So-
about November then for this? Because we don't meet in December, right?
Didn't we vote month?
The odd month, right?
Didn't we vote odd months?
Odd months, right?
Yeah, so September, November,
September 13th.
January.
I think, Jane, what we were just talking about is December is Human Rights Month. So maybe doing something that very first week of December, the week of December 5th. Trying to do it one evening that week. So yes, we do have meeting in November. Although
Second Tuesday.
the second Tuesday is election day, so that day won't work. At least, I mean, I won't be here and I don't think Mark will be either. But we can address that later. But does the first week of December work for folks?
That's not gonna work for Sue and I. We're gonna be in Florida.
Second week of December, 12th?
Yep. We're visiting our great grandkids down there. That's
Are
our,
you gonna
that's our
be there
yearly
the
visit
second
down
week
there.
too?
Huh?
Are you gonna be there the second week too?
Yeah,
Or
we're
will
going
you
out
be
for
back?
2 weeks in December, the first 2 weeks of December.
And then you get too far into it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't do it as a,
I mean, you can
When-
do it
I
without
mean-
us. I mean, we don't need to be there because we're not gonna be speaking. So I mean, if it works out, can help you ahead of time and go from there, you know?
How does November go? What's the last Tuesday in November? Is that after Thanksgiving?
it is the Tuesday after Thanksgiving. But what, I don't think we need to do it on a Tuesday. I don't think this is for, I mean, we can cancel a meeting if we want to cancel a meeting. I didn't necessarily view the speaking event taking the place of a meeting. So would Thursday, December 1st work for you guys, or is that cutting it too close? I don't know when you're leaving.
December 1st? Yeah, that would be fine. We'll still be here.
Okay, let's aim for December 1st. I would just love for all the commissioners to be able to be there, you know, just as, you know, a member of the commission. All right. So I can definitely reach out to all three of the directors of those organizations, unless you feel like you have close relationships with any of them.
I have a relationship with Food Share, not so much United Way or Partners for Strong.
Okay, so do you want to reach out
I'll
to
do
Jason?
Food Share,
Yeah.
sure.
And I'll do United Way and partnership. And do we want to,
Just give me 1 second, Carol. If Food Share can't come down that night, is that something that Pam can speak on?
Pam can certainly speak from a local level.
Okay, if we can't get
but-
somebody from the Food Share?
Yeah, I mean, you know, he can speak to, you know, what he saw across the state, and it doesn't have to be him. I'm sure they can get somebody to speak from Food Share.
Jason? Jason's really good.
Yeah, he's a
really
good guy.
Okay, so if we planned for like an hour and a half event, like a 45-minute panel, where maybe they each, like, would you feel comfortable sharing, emceeing it? Do you want me to MC it? Do you want to be a part of it?
Either is.
To do
either
the
is
local?
fine. I can do the local, you can MC. I think anybody else I mean, we make volunteers here too, and so
Okay,
we can get the nitty gritty. I'm wondering, so just venue. Also, if we wanna bring in food, we should do it at the
at the
library.
library, okay, because that's what I'm wondering. So if we do, because none of them are gonna charge. They're gonna do this as part of their job, so we're not paying for any speakers. So if we do use the budget to try to have like some refreshments, that's also sometimes a draw for people. So if we did like a 6 to 7:30, is that too early? Do people feel like that's too early coming home from work, or is it too late if we go 7 to 8:30? I don't know what if people are going to a, you know, kind of speaker, kind of learn something event in the evening.
I think if you're offering food, 6 to 7:30 is okay.
Okay. I mean, we're not offering dinner, right?
Like-
We're offering, yeah. Does that,
Can you just order little finger foods or something like that?
Little hors d'oeuvres and.
I mean, I know we meet at 6 o'clock because that was just the time that everybody wanted to do when they got home from work, was to do the meeting first before they relax for the night. But I know some of the other meetings that I have in the town are like 6:30 or 7. So I don't know what the other commissions are like, what time the town meetings are and stuff.
yeah,
Do you think 6:30 to 8 would be better? Give people time to land and then get to it?
I'm thinking, I don't know how the other commissions, I mean, I don't know how the other commissions work in town, like what time do like, when the town council meets, what time do they start? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, a lot of them start at 7 and go, yeah, I mean,
And
it's,
senior center used to start at 5 or 6.
and the night, I mean, the hours that we do the presentation don't have to reflect the hours that we do our meetings, so, but if you feel like, you know, it takes people a while to get home and you
Yeah.
know, get their stuff organized before they're gonna go out for an event, maybe making it a little later makes sense.
yeah, I think 6:30 to 8 I think 6:30 is a good compromise. Like, I know for me, I left work at 5. And I was like rushing out the door at 10 up to come here after I, you know, do all those little daily chores. So I think 6:30 is.
For years
Okay,
and years.
6:30 to 8 then. And actually, some of that's gonna rely on the speakers that we have, what time they're available to come in too, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah, if we plan, if it's, 6 o'clock. Maybe start the program at 6:15, 45-minute panel, 15 minutes. So that will take us to 7, 15 minutes Q&A, and then a little 15-minute like finisher. Wait, no, 6:30 started, 6:45, sorry. So the panel goes to 7:30, 15-minute Q&A until 7:45,
and
and then a little
then,
15-minute like,
yeah,
This is gonna be on December 1st.
December 1st. Luckily, I think we're making these asks early enough that these folks will be able to hold the time.
to block us in,
Yeah.
And to reserve the library.
Yeah, I can do that as well, assuming it's available at this point, but I can do that.
Do you wanna do that and then let me know?
Yep.
Yeah,
As far as food, is that something Jane and Sue, you wanna take on?
Sure, we're just talking cookies, right?
Yeah, cookies or derbies or, maybe,
Finger sandwiches or something?
yeah,
The Italian gourmet.
I mean, not that you're gonna prepare it, but yeah, Italian gourmet or the rooster or whatever.
TJ's.
Rebecca, you wanna do that? You seem to be knowing all this food here. You wanna do it? Rebecca, you wanna
Oh,
do
I'm
it?
sorry.
Roberta,
Yeah, do I wanna?
Hey,
go-
Roberta, I'm sorry.
that's okay, is that something you'd be interested in taking on, that action step, kind of coordinating the food and seeing?
I
Yeah,
think it would basically maybe go to a place like TJ's on Cedar or, Rooster Co. And this might be
they
something.
might even donate.
Yeah, like I'm sure
I
Dunkin'
mean, that's
Donuts
a
will probably
possibility.
get, if we talk to the guy at Dunkin'
TJ's,
Donuts, they'll give us a couple boxes
Rooster
of
or
coffee.
Italian gourmet.
Italian gourmet, wouldn't have, definitely wouldn't donate, but they could be another place. But maybe go,
Dunkin' might do coffee.
and and you can
Yes,
get prices to them. So you heard Carol say our budget is $750. So that's how much we have to spend on
And
food.
I don't know that we'd spend it all on
Yeah.
that, but
But like, you
Well,
can go,
I don't even know how many people are gonna be there.
well, I think, my guess is you can go and say that we can estimate somewhere between 25 and 50 people, right?
Yeah.
Might show up to this, right? So those are the numbers you can give them and kind of get they should be able to give you some menus with some pricing. So that then you can come back maybe at the September
present
meeting.
it at the September meeting.
Yeah, I
With
can do that.
with some pricing. I would wait, like, I wouldn't go running out this week to get, because
Oh.
prices might change, right? But
Oh,
maybe in August, go
Before
out,
the meeting in September,
Yeah.
whatever date that is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
second Tuesday, yeah.
right, and then we can do so.
Okay.
So we got
I
food,
think
we
I
got
can handle
venue, we
that.
got speakers.
TJ's, Rooster, Italian gourmet,
Yeah, and anyone else can go.
and I'll just tell them,
Just so you know, because I mean,
Okay,
Sam
yeah.
Clubs has those big boxes of stuff, you know what I mean? Those big boxes, you getting a box of cookies or Danish or whatever, they have those
Yeah,
big boxes that are,
The same thing, they have big deli platters,
yeah.
Sam's Club.
And then the other thing that we
Okay,
could
so
do,
I'm
like,
gonna
there's a
remember that.
couple of really good books on this. So, we could buy a couple of dozen books
Yeah,
with the budget and make those available as well.
I don't know if we could ever get the lady who wrote Nickel and Dime.
Sam's Club, I wonder if Stu Leonard's with.
What is the name of it?
Nickel and Dime.
Is she local? Is she from New Haven?
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe I just saw a presentation in New Haven.
Is that buzzing sound? Sounds like a.
No, there's all kinds of noises in this.
Sounds like a vacuum cleaner.
And we'll make sure that Jamila knows all this stuff to see if she has any input for the next meeting.
Yep.
She also had a bunch of ideas last time we had the meeting when we talked about this. That's been like 2 meetings ago at this point, I'm thinking. She also had
Yeah,
a lot of
'cause-
ideas too, so.
The last one was, I think only you, me, and Liza and Mark, but yeah, I don't know.
We were in the other,
We
in the
were
other
one
room.
shy of a quorum.
No, there's only,
Yeah, so I'm talking about, this was like 2 meetings ago, I think when we were talking, we had a quorum. Because last time I wrote notes, that was the last time, the minutes should be somewhere on our website there, I'm thinking. But Jamila had a lot of good ideas and we were talking about it when we were going through the survey and stuff, so we'll make sure we touch base with her, and find out if she has any ideas about it, maybe some other speakers or something too, that she can bring into the next meeting,
Okay, perfect.
okay?
All right.
Or she can email everybody too, if she's got some ideas, she can also just email everybody on the committee and, let people know if she has anybody else in mind.
Yeah,
And the other key piece to making all of this work, which I think is where so many things fall down, is the marketing of it. So if there's somebody that's good, and all of us take a role in that, getting the word out is key.
yeah, I can definitely make a flyer and then social media, images size for social media we can get out on. Cause you have a social, I mean, I know you have a website, do you?
We have a
social-
website, we don't have social media,
But
but
we can
put it
ask
out
the
through-
town, I mean, we are a commissioner of the town, we can ask the town to do it on their social media. Definitely get it on somewhere like Newington News,
Facebook, yeah.
Yeah.
Newington News, what's happening in Newington,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
there's a few others.
okay.
okay, move on to the next item.
Oh, we just did
that was
that,
it?
we went into 3 and 4, so.
Okay. And then human services report, I don't have a whole lot other than, probably key is in May, we went back to client choice. And that was incredibly well received. Sue, you volunteered, Monday night, were people thrilled to be able to do the shopping?
Yes,
Yes,
Yeah.
it was like
So,
eight
and
families
just
came in,
being,
that's what she's talking about.
yeah, about 8 families came in last night.
yeah,
2 of them were very large families.
that's the thing, and the Monday nights make it possible for them to select their own items because of work schedules and so forth, so.
Yes,
And then back on in-person client contact has been incredible, so. Things are moving, and we're finding lots of situations where people kind of flew under the radar and isolated for the past 2 years, and incredibly complex, sad situations that we're uncovering at this point.
All right. Any other business or any other reports from members?
Nope, we're good.
Okay. And we don't have any members of the public signed on, correct? All right, so accept a motion to adjourn.
And I'll second it.
Okay. So we are adjourned at 6:47.
We are efficient.
Okay. She was just talking